It's currently 8:19 p.m. My shift today was from 12:30 p.m. to 6 p.m. I took my one and only 15-minute break today around 5:30 p.m. During my shift at Wegmans, in the produce department, I restocked a combination of the banana section, the hard items section, which is right in front of the banana section, with the banana section being at the very back of the produce department, and the hard items section predominantly consists of varieties of onions and potatoes. At one point early on during my shift, I restocked from one of its large octagonal cardboard containers called a bin some regular watermelons for their two flat open displays near each other. At the front entrance of the supermarket that's closest to the produce department, and is between the main part of the supermarket and the transitional area of the supermarket. Between the main public part of the supermarket and the parking lot of the supermarket, and is where you'll find the shopping carts, unless they've recently been used, in which case you're more likely to find them at the parking lot. And in the transitional area, you'll also find some limited merchandise, such as cardboard box cases of aluminum cans of sparkling water, and varieties of trail mix in either plastic jars or plastic bags. An older male coworker who always wears a baseball cap forwards and a winter vest, pulled a hand jack to transport that bin of regular watermelons. From the section of the employees only warehouse for those who work in the produce department to their two flat open displays next to each other at one of the front entrances to the supermarket. Then he told me to go ahead and start restocking regular watermelons, which all seem to be seedless today. He then left and I restocked regular watermelons from that bin until it was empty, which took me roughly 10 minutes. I restocked the banana section twice today. Once towards the beginning of my shift, and then again towards the very end of my shift. Both times I only double stacked so that I wouldn't leave an open, partially full banana box on the banana runner, which is always on the floor of the produce department at the left side of the banana section, unless it's being reloaded, which I recall doing twice today, each time with 3 stacks of 4 full banana boxes. The first time I restocked the banana section, I noticed from the banana boxes I restocked from at the time, there was one bunch of regular bananas where 2 bananas had a horizontal cut towards the bottom of them, about 2/3 of the way down, and these cuts went about halfway or so through those 2 bananas. I have no idea what made those cuts on those 2 bananas. The bunches of bananas come from banana boxes that to open, you just pull the top half off with your hands. You don't need to use a cutter or anything similar to that. During my shift, I also restocked some pineapples and mangoes for the tropical section. And at another point, I restocked varieties of bagged and bulk apples for one of the front sections of the produce department. I couldn't help but feel that today was a pretty slow day. At times I struggled a bit to find something to restock for the produce department, but ultimately I managed to stay busy enough that I didn't really get bored at any point during my shift. And after my shift, I was able to get 2 big bottles of low sodium V8 branded vegetable juice, thanks to a male coworker I'm a little familiar with at this point with long hair, telling me the aisle where those would be found. At the very end of my shift, and after my shift, at the Wegmans I work at, I went on a very brief grocery shopping trip to get just those 2 big plastic bottles of low sodium V8 branded vegetable juice. My mom both drove me to the Wegmans I work at and picked me up from there to drive me back to her place. Throughout my shift, I would occasionally make a bit of conversation with a male coworker that I'm pretty familiar with at this point. I recall first waking up naturally around 3:30 in the morning, falling back asleep within a few minutes, and then waking up again naturally around 6:30 in the morning. and then getting up within a few minutes, having gotten roughly 7 hours of sleep. I recall roughly from 7 in the morning to 11:15 in the morning. I edited yesterday's my dinner video project on my phone in the YouCut video editor app. From roughly 7 in the morning to 8:30 in the morning, I would occasionally sip at an aluminum can strawberry guava flavored Celsius energy drink. Around 9:30 in the morning, I had, with 2 small aluminum cans of V8 branded vegetable juice, some leftover prepared frozen peas and carrots, with the carrots cut up into little cubes, two sunny side up eggs, and some ground hamburger, all of which my mom prepared, and for which I took a roughly 15-minute break from editing yesterday's my dinner video project. I then started uploading that converted 1080p quality YouCut video project file to my YouTube channel through the YouTube mobile app, as my mom was driving me to the Wegmans I work at. And as of 9:21 p.m., that upload finished around 8 hours ago. I recall today being sunny, partially cloudy, and being a mild summer day. Not horribly hot, but still somewhat hot. Here's where I am currently for clearing out the ancient city on Oceania.